Hi there, I'm Laura McHarrie at The Hidden Edge with another tea break tip on how to use business models and tools to help you manage your growing business. Today's top tip is around structuring the agenda. Scientists say that coffee and donuts release chemicals into the brain that create the illusion that meetings are a productive way to get things done, or at least so says Randy Glasbergen. Business life is dominated by meetings. Network meetings, catch-up coffee meetings, prospect meetings, sales meetings, operational meetings, planning and strategic meetings. You get the drift. Chances are you're frustrated by the return on the time that you're invested too. So today's session on how to structure an agenda is an important part on making sure that our meetings are fruitful. So I'm just going to pull up my first slide, and there we have a meeting agenda template. Setting the agenda is a crucial task for the chairperson, as it defines the boundaries of the discussion that will ensue in the course of the meeting. In effect, whoever controls the agenda controls the meeting. The agenda has many functions. It can communicate certain expectations to everyone involved well in advance of the meeting. Later, it will act as a script or a mechanism by which the chairperson can steer the meeting. Ultimately, it will serve as a standard or a measure of success, and it can also be a useful tool as part and parcel of the follow up and follow through. A carefully planned agenda is the most valuable tool for keeping the group mind focused on achieving the desired outcome. In effect, it's a map of the meeting, a map that everyone can refer to. Even for short meetings of 2 or 3 people, the very act of thinking through and developing an agenda can lead to a structure that will focus on the outcomes that all of those involved really want. So I'm just going to move on to this template here, or this business model here. And this is about the structuring the agenda that Troppmann developed in the 1980s. He suggested that this model provides a useful guide for sequencing your agenda. The meeting should build up from a relatively straightforward series of items for discussion. The first third of a meeting to reach the most challenging items during the middle stages. From there, the meeting can move to items merely requiring discussion rather than resolution, before concluding with the easiest items on the agenda. So when you come to sequence your agenda, you should consider the following: a logical order, routine items, any specific factors in this particular meeting that you need to cover, which are the difficult or contentious items, and the balance between urgent and important topics. For a formal meeting, the following items should be on the agenda in terms of procedure: title, date, time, place of meeting, apologies for absence, minutes of the previous meeting or actions arising, other items to be discussed and decided upon, and very possibly any other business, and the dates and times and places of the next meeting. So let's go back to that template, the meeting a template. So in this instance, we have got the purpose of the meeting itself, which is stated. The values are the values of the company as a whole. The reason they're stated on this agenda template is because we like to consider the actions that we take and the decisions that we take will fall in line with the values of the business. Those values replicate or underpin, I should say, underpin the behaviours of the business. The date and time is listed there, the venue is listed, and then the attendees and any apologies. You will note that dates for future meetings are already identified at the bottom of this agenda template. There are 6 items on this agenda. Each has a starting time. For us, this can be reasonably fluid, but actually each are considered with the amount of time that it really ought to have attributed to it according to its importance, as we looked at in the previous slide with Trotman's model. The last column is the lead. Whilst I tend to chair these meetings, there are other people who are more experienced or have more information, and so we change the lead for each of the items on the agenda itself. So there you go. You have a meeting agenda template. Have a go. It's a simpler explanation on how to put an agenda together. You can download the template from the Hidden Edge website. Do share your stories there too. I'm building a portfolio of case studies, and I would love to include what's worked well for you using these agenda models. So that's it from me. Until next time, I shall finish my cup of tea. Thanks then.